Up on game, baby. Let's get it.
Up on game. Welcome back to the Rancher Network podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. First off and foremost, thank you guys for subscribing, liking the videos, and the comments, man. Great love. We feel it, and y'all are really helping out those individuals that are on this podcast. Today, we have a really dope guest, something a little different, but same kind of background. We got our boy, JRich. JRich is an audio engineer for some big-time names. I'm not going to mention who just yet, but stay tuned. I'm sure he'll put them out. But, man, thank you so much for being here, bro. For real, appreciate you. A little clap, man.
Yeah.
My boy's really busy, yo. We really try to get you into the podcast, and my boy was like, can't be doing this. I'm in the studio, whatever. I respect it, bro. I respect it for real.
Nah, for sure. Like, I love what y'all doing.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's a blessing. Thank you for
But as again,
us,
you got your boy Yak, and then you got your boy
T.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
So I guess to really start off, a lot of the audiences and the guests that we've had beforehand, they all grew up in Hollywood, LA, usual places around here, especially in California, San Bernardino maybe. But we have a different location this time. My boy JRich is from Atlanta, right? What part of Atlanta are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia.
Right. From right where the airport is. Like a lot of people know there's like Camp Creek Marketplace, that area. Like that's where I grew up.
There you go. So way different perspective, way different culture, probably for sure. We low-key recently went to Atlanta too. Yeah, way different culture out there. But we're really interested on like what it is to grow up, or how it is to grow up out there, because obviously it's different, like I said. So can you kind of walk us through, what that was like growing up at a young age?
Well, first off, I wanna put out there that I was born here. My mom was raised in Compton. So I got a lot of family out here in LA. But
I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, my mom grew up on Tarrant Ave. So got a lot of family out in LA, but I was raised in Atlanta, and I like it because I felt like Atlanta got a lot of like successful black people right now, and I kind of felt like that vibe, like being able to connect and seeing a lot of like successful people of my culture with kids. Like I went to a cool school. I went to Westlake.
Okay.
So
that's like a good school out there?
Yeah, it's like a cool school. It's like on one street, it's one way. On the other street, it's one way. So you get a cool, good mixture.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I really like Westlake.
So you grew up. So you said you grew up in Compton, right?
My mom did.
Oh, your mom did.
Yeah, all my mom's family. I was born out here. I was born in Centinela Hospital.
Gotcha.
Bro, that's right around. That's down the street from my house.
That's what I'm saying. I was born out here, but I was raised in the A. My dad got us out of here real quick.
What age did you guys bounce over there?
I think I was like 2, but
okay.
I came back. I came back every year. My son was born out here. Like, I love LA.
Touched in and out from Atlanta in here. So, you still spent, like, from what age to what age did you spend in Atlanta?
My whole life, pretty much, like from 2 to like now. Like, yeah, my whole life I've been in A.
What was that like? I mean, once you started kind of getting in the ages of, let's say like 9 or 10 years old, growing up.
Like I said, I really liked it. Like, it was a cool vibe. I grew up with both my parents, so it was definitely cool, so.
What was like the scene out there, like the rebel scene, if you will, or whatever? I know out here, like, let's say even if you don't go on to full on gangbanging, you might go the tagger route for a little bit. You might go the now they call it flocking route a little bit. Yeah. Was that any of that like in style, or you used to see kids fucking up like that?
Oh yeah. Everybody got their own influences and do different things, and you definitely see that growing up. For sure. Like I feel like every city got its dangerous spots for sure. And then I definitely see like, in my high school, there definitely was a lot of people more prone to be, on that side of the fence. I pride myself on being someone that was kind of like in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I done got in my fair share of trouble, but for the most part, I steer straight.
Right.
So, but. Anywhere I think there's I think it's set up for certain things to kind of like get people to like want to make money fast and try different ways, and not even just money, just being able to have that camaraderie and having people to look out for you. So they might not have the you know, best intentions for you or the best advice at all the time, but you might just be riding because they family or whatever. But
Right.
I think those pressures are around for everybody though. You know, like growing up, like I think it's harder for most places that you grow up in, but I think, you know, it's still relevant. Like I think that story can come from any spot, you know.
100%. When we went to Atlanta, we've been out there twice now, you know, and shit, beautiful place, but you could tell, you know, like you find these little spots where you're like, it's just like any other spot that you've been to. You know what I mean? You could tell people are posted on the corner, and you don't even got to be from there to know there's some shit going on. You know?
Exactly, so. for sure. Definitely, you know, have gone through fair share of situations in the A to make it seem like you got to make sure you're aware of your surroundings, and like, you know, you definitely ain't lacking.
I want to get into that because you did say, you know, there's that fair share. Did it ever, how much did it start affecting you, or when did it start affecting you? I guess where people were trying to get you into the wrong crowd, or you started getting into the wrong crowd. Like at what age was that?
I think, you know, like I said, I've always like steered straight, but like growing up, you know, going from like middle school to high school around that age, like that transition, I think normally around like 7th, 8th grade.
Right.
That's that age right there.
Then,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a normal age. You know, you start, you know, figuring out.
A little rebellious.
Yeah, you get rebellious around there for sure.
But I'm curious to see where you were at, because I'm sure you saw it around you, but did you start getting yourself involved in things that you knew you shouldn't get involved? Was like drugs a thing out there? What is drugs like out there? Because out here, what is it? Like it's weed is the biggest thing with like these youngsters.
Well, when I grew up, I was like an outsider. Like I think like I was kind of like really lame, like 9th grade, like compared to like kids around my age. And then so I connected with people in my neighborhood who were a lot older. So like all my friends, I was smoking weed a lot before them because they used to look at me like I was tripping.
Really?
You know, yeah, because that's what I was on in 9th grade. Like they was like, "What the hell you doing up here trying to buy some weed?" Like my cousins would come in town and shit like that. So that's just what I was on, but it was more so because, like, you know, ain't nobody was really fucking with me. Like, so I was just fucking with, you know, the older kids, and that's what they was on. Like, they was smoking weed. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm smoking weed, you know?
I guess, and so then you went into high school, and high school was pretty much the same thing for you then, I guess, in high school when you were, like, being around those crowds, nothing too crazy. It was just more you sticking to yourself and not getting involved in it.
Yeah, like, I ain't really getting involved in all that. Now, I did get kicked out my high school.
Now we're getting somewhere. I know JRich ain't the prettiest boy, man. Playing games.
But I got under pressure, you know, like, my dad was real strict. He believed in, like, one pair of shoes a school year.
Oh, wow.
Damn,
sure.
Okay, that's that's a tough line right there, especially in high school. High school's vicious. Those kids, man, they're relentless. You know, you got one pair, let it be a pair of Skechers or something. You're done for it, you know? Yeah,
but I've been a hustler. Like, I was selling, like, CDs since, like, middle school to try to get extra money. And then, like, you know, eventually, you know, I started selling weed. And one thing led to another. I got caught up and just ended up getting in trouble from school, and then, you know,
you were still in high school at what grade?
Yes, I'm still in high school, and I forgot. It's shit kind of like a blur, but I feel like I had got in trouble, and then while I was in trouble, I got in trouble again.
Got you.
Like I had caught like a B&E charge, like just some simple shit though. Like just had some people over at this house, you know what I'm saying, and then. Like, we'll skip day, but I would buck. I'm like, yeah, fuck, we gonna go in this house and party. It was actually a good friend of mine, ruined the relationship and everything, but was in there, we would party, skip day, and then people would go back and was like robbing the house, like breaking in the house, stealing hella shit. And then I eventually found out who it was, but then when like the police got involved, I just took the rap for it because it was just too much.
God damn.
What do you mean by too much, though?
Like, it's just too much involved. Everybody in this shit. Like, that's the type of person I am. Like, I realized, like, okay, this is my situation because I shouldn't have had nobody in the house.
Yeah.
From day one. So like it don't, you know.
That makes sense. That's man.
Yeah.
Know, that shows you got integrity. Shit,
right.
At least. You know?
So I was just like, fuck it. I'll just take the whole rap on this. Ended up having a charge on my shit, and then police officer was just like, hey, yo, you can go to this school for your senior year, and it'll help you get this charge off. So I ended up like having to go to this whack ass school. It's not whack. They ended up giving me a scholarship and shit, but it was
okay.
It was some whack shit. It was like you was either court place or private place there. So that's how I spent my senior year.
That was your first time getting charged with something, like ever?
Nah.
Probably like little in and
like
out.
in the beginning.
I ain't never been in jail for longer than like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like I ain't never been.
So even that robbery, they're not that critical. Like
Yeah.
you're not.
No,
even out here, you go to camp real quick.
Yeah, I
your
was
mom
going
picks
to
you up.
like tribunals and like shit like that. I wasn't like in jail like that, but like I think I would be sitting in jail overnight for like some driving shit, or I'd be sitting in jail over like FTAs or like shit like that, or like weed shit, small weed shit, like having weed on you when you get pulled over. You know, like I done got pulled over a couple times with some weed on me, had to go to jail, but
because weed is still illegal out there.
Yeah, it was illegal back then,
or even back then, even more so, right?
Yeah. I had to do a lot of that, so but you know. Got that up out of me. Got that shit situated. Got a good lawyer. See, I was stupid at first. I just would not go to court, you know, and that was my biggest issue, just not understanding what the hell. But but for the most part, I think I got it together. I just started, you know, like just making sure I stayed focused and just watch my surroundings and the people I hung out with, shit like that.
Got you. Do you think, you know what's crazy about that? So we've been hearing a lot of stories. A lot of dudes, you know, as soon as they get the handcuffs on them, for the most part, the story's been you go harder, right? So I would like to think you learned a lesson from it, but it sounds like you one of the ones that picked up something from it and said, fuck this, I'm going to do what I do and go the way I'm supposed to. You think that's safe to say?
Yeah, I think the last time,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was sitting there, you know, you be sitting there, you don't never think, like I had fucking, when you get locked up and you have a fucking hold from another county and they got to transfer you over or some shit like that. And so I'm waiting to get my bond, and then like the person really didn't have the money to pay for my bond. So I remember thinking like, damn, I'm really tripping, like, in here for some bullshit, like some stupid shit. And really, when people be in there for some real shit, that'd be the worst. Like, you know, a lot of folks I think be getting caught up and get shit on their record from some wig shit, like stupid, like. So I think that was like, I was kind of got caught in that situation and ended up like, you know, if like I think, you know, like it could have ended up getting worse where more shit just piled up on my record. You know, if I didn't get it together, like imagine just small shit. Like I think I was on probation, right? So just being on probation, like for a little, you know, I just kept driving on my suspended license and then just being on probation to pay that shit off. But I was getting drug tested, so that could have been an easy way to like go back to jail for some dumb shit, and then it's not even a real crime like that. Like, but the fact that I kept getting caught driving on a suspended license, it was like, yo, you get caught one more time, we're gonna give you some.
Do some time.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, and that'd have been the stupidest reason to go to jail. But I was just remember being in there waiting on it and being like, damn, I ain't for sure not cut out to be in no jail. And then just almost having to really sit in there for longer and really didn't think I was gonna have a bond, because I mean I didn't think I was gonna be able to get out, and somebody just paid for my shit.
No way.
Yeah, like somebody that's not family.
Damn, that's crazy. That's a blessing, huh?
Yeah,
You were
somebody
sitting in there
I was
like,
working with just was like, you know, pay for your shit. Really, Offset paid for my shit, and he got me out. Shit, fire.
You said Offset. Y'all heard that? He said Offset.
crazy.
When the fuck you ever gonna have Offset bail you out of jail, bro? Like, who could say that easy?
That shit was fire.
So I guess before we get into that, you and your relationship with Offset, it's I'm thinking what's going on with your family? Because I know you said you had a dad that was pretty strict, and then you had a mom. You grew up with your mom and stuff like that. Was dad more so kind of like pissed off, or like what was that relationship like? You know, being caught up on a consistent basis.
Well, I was the kid that just kept getting in trouble. Like, I don't even know. I'm not no bad kid, but if you talk to all my friends, like, they make it seem like
it seem like
I was just some fucking hoodlum or some shit.
It's like I was in jail for only 15 times. Like, it's not a bad thing. No, I'm playing.
But like, I just kept getting caught up doing stupid stuff at school. Like, I was the one, like, I'll find the answers on the test, and then I would go to the library and print off all the answers and give it to all the kids in my class. Yeah. But then somebody would snitch, and it'd just be like, how you snitch on me? I'm giving y'all the answers. Like, this is crazy. Like, I done got caught up in that, or like, just weird shit. Like, when I got in, trouble for selling weed at school, I had just had weed in my bag or some shit and was wigging in class, and next, I get locked up there. Like, the police officers coming there, but it was just like I wasn't never know.
Hey, how was that? That shit ain't scary. When you're sitting there and you see the cops coming in there, you're like, damn, I think it's me.
I think it was more scary because I was so young. Like,
okay,
yeah, I'm in high school, like in the class, and it's like, oh shit, the cops coming in here. Oh fuck, what do I do with that weed? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever that shit. I think my dad was strict, but he was a good dad, and I don't think like that played a part in anything. I think he was like I think they would sometimes be disappointed because like growing up with what I had, like 2 parents home, I think sometimes I would act out and really not appreciate what I had. Like, now that I look back at it.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of the biggest things that we see with a lot of these guys that get into this kind of trouble. It's like it's just one parent in the picture. It's usually never 2.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're able to admit to that, I mean, did you ever start realizing, like, you kind of said it now, but you're like, damn, if only I took advantage of having both of my parents, and how much better I could have done, or do you not regret that?
I definitely see that because my dad's not here no more, and you look back at like just like how many friends I got that did not grow up with a dad in that home. And I'm like, yo, that is crazy because I grew up in a like time where it's like some people, like some of your friends, didn't have a dad in the home, but a lot of them was like two parents was in the home for sure.
At those early ages, did you have like a role model?
At that age, Lil Wayne.
Yeah. I love that though, man. That shit's all gravitating back towards the music thing.
Right.
And it's fucking amazing that you had these thoughts and you had those, you looked up to that, and it ended up fucking happening for you, man. Like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Kanye was one?
Kanye?
Yeah, for sure. Back then, like, what the
really?
fuck? College dropout.
Okay. You know what? You're right. You're very right. You're very right. So let's get into the music, the transition to music, because now as an audio engineer, you're a very successful individual. And
can I mention something?
Go ahead.
I just want to highlight the fact that I love that you don't have to learn a fucking lesson 15 times. You've seen it once, a couple times, whatever, little slap on the wrist, and you knew that wasn't for you. You knew that you had something bigger and better, and a lot of people don't realize it till it's too late or whatever. I knew the moment I was fighting probably the biggest case I've ever had. I knew from day one, I was like, if this judge lets me out, I ain't never coming back to this motherfucker.
Oh, man, you be saying everything. You be like,
Yeah.
man, God, get me out of jail.
Yeah, right.
I'm done eating McDonald's. I would never eat a McDonald's sandwich again, man.
But, but that's the reality,
Right.
You don't have some people. You don't have to go through all that. You could do what the fuck you got to do. Handle business.
Yeah, I think for me, I was just always focused on some money. Like, I think I wanted to do a lot of things growing up, and even though my dad worked hard and we had a nice house, like, I think a lot of things, it was always like, well, the money. And that really made me like, fuck, I'm finna get some money. So I'm selling CDs, I'm washing cars. I used to walk dogs. I had a washing car service. I was cutting grass. I was Cutco. I worked for Cutco.
Damn.
Like, I was just trying to get some money. Like, I had mixed CDs for real in middle school. Like, I went to volume 6. Yeah.
Okay.
With the volume 6 mixed CD, I was selling out, man.
So was your biggest hustle at the time was the music thing? Was that kind of like the big thing for you?
Yeah, like, yeah, selling CDs.
Selling CDs?
That's why I started hustling, like that at Camp Creek Middle School, selling CDs, and then I just started getting more and more into music. My dad used to work at Motown and would tell me about about like him hooping with the Jacksons, or like him being cool with the Temptations, or like shit he just did because him and Barry Gordy's son was real cool. So
wow,
he would just be telling me about that shit. I would learn more and more about it and be like, yo, I want to get into music. So like, I would be listening to it all the time. I started selling mixed CDs and then was trying to, do music. And then I think like freshman year in college, I found out that one of my friends from high school was doing music, and I was really trying to get into it. So I started interning at the studio. And started interning with Mazay, with Gucci, and then he comes around, we link up, I'm helping him get studio, kind of like help managing him, and then he ended up signing to Walker, and then...
You're talking about Gucci?
Yeah. Like,
were they blown up already at the time? No, right? This had to have been early come-up days?
When I came around, in the first meeting, they were asking me as an intern, like, okay, what is a unique way to, clean up Wasted? I think Wasted was just coming out, and like, Nikki was still over at Mosaic.
That's just been years. Yeah,
that shit was a long time ago when French and Waffle. But that's when I kind of like got in my foot, and then from there, I met my mentor, Phrase. That's why this on my face. It say thank Phrase. But I met him, and he kind of was like producing all this stuff for a lot of people, and I wanted to rap. So, but when I came in the game, it was just kind of like, I didn't want to just be like, yo, let me rap. And I was like, let me help you engineer. And he was like, like basically, you help me engineer, I'll help you become a rapper. And then I ended up just staying engineer.
Yeah, that's right.
But I like being an engineer more than rapping anyway. So it's funny how shit be working out.
I feel like we're probably jumping a few steps, because let's be real, you can't just know how to do engineering, auto engineering. You don't know. How did you learn?
Oh yeah, he taught me. Like, he was just telling everybody that I was actually engineering for him, and I wasn't. And one day he hit me.
So he had love for you. Man, that's crazy.
It was a tattoo on my face to say thank you.
That's true, facts. Yeah.
So it was just like, one day he called me and was like, bro, you gotta start doing this for real. He was all and normally, like, I was selling weed, so like, he called me over and the artist would come over, like, get on some weed or whatever. Like, whatever the fuck. But then he was like, Gucci over here, pull up. I was like, what the fuck? So I pulled up.
His name was already ringing bells at that time?
Gucci Man,
yeah.
Yeah, we going crazy.
So you like, hell yeah, I'm there.
I'm there. And
what'd you do? Just like, oh shit, I'm about to see Gucci, goddamn.
Right.
I remember, I'll never forget, I remember going downstairs, rolling up this blunt, sitting down, being like, yo, I'm finna record, smoke this blunt. Gucci pulled up and was like, hey, bro, let me see that real quick. Took my blunt. I didn't get to touch it, man. And then, like, that was the first time all engineers know about getting tapped on their shoulder when you got to get up. I was recording, but it just wasn't fast enough, so I ended up having to get up.
What does that mean? I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Well, like, when you are engineering, there's another 5 engineer in the room, and like, you just messing up, an engineer come tap you on the shoulder, like, man, no, I ain't get up out that seat.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Take the session over, like, that'll happen a lot of times.
Wow.
In the early days, though, I'm assuming. Right now, you.
Now the other engineer.
Oh, you're the one. I mean, shit, you done put in the work now. Yeah.
Now he's the tapper, bro.
Now you're tapping shoulders. Shit.
I'm tapping shoulders now, but yeah.
Damn, that's really interesting. So you really got yourself in the door. I guess, how did you how did you first land the internship stuff? Because that's really what probably put you on the spot, right?
I just actually shout out to Key Open Doors. She is well known for being like a dope manager on the scene in Atlanta, and at the time she was working with Fat Kid's brother, right? And she was like working at the studio, and then she was just like, she put me on game. She was like, you know, you can go over here and intern, but like, you know, you learn that it's easy to like, you want to be an audio engineer or really anything in the music business, you know, it's easy to kind of come under someone and get a lot of experience without getting paid. Like, a lot of people accept that help. So that's what happened. I started doing that at the studio, and ended up paying off. I remember Miss Deb hit me up one time to use it. I had like Southside there, Lex Luger there, everybody over at the studio because I got free studio time.
Okay, I haven't heard that in a while.
Working on this shit. Working on this dope production that they was working on for Watch the Throne. I was working on it out there in the studio, just, you know, being able to assist. And
being in that room with greatness.
Yeah. And then, you know, over time, like, people start recognizing this stuff. It kind of become like a high school, almost like in the industry. Like, you start working and networking, and next thing you know. But
you're in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's dope. That's really dope, because it's one thing is like getting yourself in there, but the nice thing is keeping yourself there, right? You can easily get in there, but keeping yourself there. How did you fit in? Like, did you really push yourself to meet these guys and put your name out there, or your work just showed it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, every day, like, just you know, like, making sure I'm networking intentionally, you know, and always, you know, 48 Laws of Power tell you can't really just ask people to put you in. You gotta give people value if you go. You know, so I was very big on creating relationships and offering and giving value. So that's what I focused on for sure. But like, growing up as an audio engineer, they be having crazy stuff going on. So, you know, they make the networking process a lot longer, you know, sometimes. So that's why I try to do what I can to give back, so people ain't gotta be in the game that long. Like, so just networking, you know what I'm saying?
Now, I want to talk about that because you have like a process for like other auto engineers that are trying to make it out of the game, like you have. And I for sure want to touch on that. When did you kind of start transitioning into working with bigger time names? Like, you know, how'd you get yourself?
Well, like I said, I was hustler. Me and my boy Fraze, we had our own studio. We was trapping studios. Had a bunch of studios.
Wow.
All across Atlanta?
Yeah, it was going half. And I had my own studio, young age, and then we was doing that, twerking, and then me and him kind of like started like falling out, you know. So after we fall out, I'm like, you know what? I ain't finna just get no studio no more. Like, you know, I got a job, and that's actually what piped me up. It's like when I got a job and was like, yo, cause like the biggest thing is like when you get into like, people try to be like, yo, I want to do music, like, cause I don't want to work, and that's like the wrong mentality to have. Like, I want to get into music cause I want a real job. Well,
that's a cold mentality right there, huh?
Yeah, the craziest job over here. No matter what job you get in the music industry, you're gonna get worked. So, I kind of was like in a position where it was like, dang, I didn't want to even do anything else for money but doing music, cause it's just, you know, when I started making seriously money for it, like I started making thousands. And I was like, but when you just accepting clients, you're not really working with artists that are gonna blow up. You working with artists that just got the money to pay for studio time all the time.
Yeah.
So there'll be times where I would bring artists over to like rock out or want to just do sessions to work with people. But since we always was on the clock like a studio, it was I could never even just work with these people even to build relationships, you know? So I started being like, you know what, I ain't even finna do this, and kind of fell out with him, and I was in a bad spot. So then I met up with my boy Too Official, and he was just like, look, you can bang out at this studio, you can even sleep here, and just record our artists for free, and then we'll, you know, whenever the studio free. You can use it to do whatever you want to do, like trap it or do whatever you do. So I took that opportunity, and I walked up to the street, and I got a job as a waiter. And then I'll be walking up there back and forth. And what I did, instead of like use the studio to trap out of, I used the studio to like work with artists that I thought was finna blow up or like just wanted to work with. So,
wow.
Damn, that's huge.
Yeah.
You had an eye for that, huh?
Yeah, so then I started working with folks like Zeus Trappin and Reach LaFlair. Like, I used to fuck with him a lot back in the day. Fonny, and then like Zeus. I started working with him. I remember meeting him out and just, you know, like just being able to say like, look, bro, I got a studio. This is my first time meeting him, but I knew he was an artist and he was popping in the city for sure. And then I was like, yo, I'll record you for free, da-da-da, with the spill. He was like, all right, let's go. I started recording him, locking in with him. Next thing you know, he calls me to the studio, this apartment. I'm like, yo, I want you to record my artist. I pull up and his artist is Lil Yachty.
Wow.
What the fuck?
I'm recording Lil Yachty out of this.
At that time, though, Lil Yachty wasn't the Lil Yachty we know?
Yeah, right.
Nah, but he was like popping though.
He was popping already, okay.
At least locally, like kind of,
yeah, for sure, like 100,000 plus on some songs.
Nice.
And then we started
popping,
like locking in, like, and I think I'm known because I just got a different vibe when people record with me. And it was just cool. It's just I had to do different energy to the session, and like the different things I would do on a mix. It's called sauce, you know. But,
yeah. Okay.
But when I met him, he was recording out of the closet. And shout out my boy Kent. He's another engineer. We just recording out of his house. But I think, you know, I was able just to give a different vibe with engineering for him that he could go back and forth with.
Right.
And we started locking in. We was recording out of an apartment closet. And then I just continually was working. I remember times where like they would pick me up from Nomas, and I would pay for a session. Really.
What's Nomas? A big studio out there or something?
That's where I worked at.
Oh, that's the waiter spot.
Oh,
Okay.
Nomas.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go when y'all in that.
Where at? Right next to downtown or by the airport?
180 Walker Street. Nomas.
Okay.
Go check them out. I love them. But
Kai, you already know. Put us down. We going.
I remember times I would work a waiter shift. I would get off. They'll be waiting for me. We'll pile into the car. We'll go to the studio all night. But then I gotta be back at the waiter spot at 6 o'clock. And they'll drop me back off at work, and I still have on my waiter clothes on. Like, I used to be going crazy just trying to get it, and I'll be doing that stuff for free, and it paid off. Like, but I would just be working with them for free, and then like I would have like different catches. Like, yo, if I'm recording with you, I need a verse, or I'll record you for free, but you got to shout me out and put my tag on here. And
nice.
You know, and I think when my tag started going on the songs, and I started working with more and more artists with that same intention. Like, I'm just trying to work with you, help you, get you to the next level, and it's going to help build my credits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever come from that. So I started working with a lot of artists like that. So, yeah.
So that was all with Lil Yachty, basically. That's where that kind of like started going off, and then you started popping off.
Yeah.
And so from there, what was kind of like what was a big, I guess, like, let's say step that you took after that? When it was like, damn,
I'm thinking when you left the waiter job or something?
Yeah, maybe like, on top of
you're
that.
like, I'm doing this full time.
Like, that's when it was probably it, right? It's like it hit you like, this is it. I've hit it. I've made, at least kind of made it.
Started rocking with me. This wedding job
is
started
that right?
Rocking with me. Real tough.
That's crazy, man.
Me, like, I remember really what took it. Two things I think changed my trajectory. Really, three things. The first thing is, it used to be $60 for a bus trip to New York.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Is that that doesn't sound that bad? That's a lot back in the day.
For a bus trip to New York.
I don't know.
That's
a bus.
That's love, though, right? That's good, right? Okay.
It's like, it might have been 30. It was like $60.
Damn.
Like, to get to New York, and then what I did was, my homie was a photographer, and I took my little brother, and I was like, yo, what happened was Yachty had, I had linked me with this producer. We did this song. It was popping. It's called Die By Myself, too.
I haven't heard. I gotta look that up.
I'm about to note that shit right now.
Back then, you knew what it was. Die By Myself, too. Lil Yachty, K Supreme. And I did this song with this producer named Brandon Thomas. And I had went so crazy on the mix. He's like, yo, I'm going to give you production credit. And then when I started seeing like how crazy.
Real quick, what does that mean?
Production
Is that like something where you get production credit? You're like, holy shit, I got production credit?
Yeah,
but what is
it's
that?
like basically you get a percentage of production.
Oh,
shit,
okay.
Now you're getting
That
paid.
makes a
I didn't
lot
know
of
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh snap, because what I'll do is the way I do vocal arranging or the way I would arrange the beat, they would be like, okay, I'll give you a little percentage of this. And then so when he told me that, you know, I was like, okay, you know, like I'm always about my money. I was like, you know what, I know it might be some weird stuff coming from him, but Bumpy, I'm finna go figure out where my money at.
Right.
You know, even if I ain't got none, I'm finna figure out if I'm, you know, how to get it. So I told my little brother, and I got this photographer, and we just took the bus to New York, and I had told them, I had knew one person, my friend DJ Tiga at Audio Mac out there, but besides that, I didn't know nobody. And I Googled all the places.
No way.
Studios?
No, all the offices.
Okay.
SoundCloud office.
Oh, I see.
Fader office. Pigeon and Plains office complex. I Googled it.
So you're kind of taking this leap. You're like, this is it. Let's get on out of here.
Jumping into it.
Yeah.
I got meetings set up. They just running with me. So.
Oh, you're like, I got meetings set up. Don't worry about it. We're supposed to be here.
Yeah,
We in here. Yeah.
I Googled the spots, and then I just started walking in. And, hey, I got this song with Lil Yachty, with trying to figure out what's up. You know, just working my move.
Yeah.
First spot, turn us around. Then we walk into SoundCloud, and SoundCloud like, oh, wait 1 second. And they like, come back, and then they like, all right, they take a meeting with me.
Okay.
Sit down.
All right.
They on board me the right way. Then I got the plug. Then they like, the crazy part about it is let's see, this was really when I went crazy.
Yeah, and we'll try to make sure we'll get it up for you guys.
They posted me
Damn.
on their Twitter account.
What?
And Yachty retweeted it. Like, that's hard. But that was like the first kind of big leap.
What year was this?
Man, this SoundCloud days. This is a minute ago.
He looks young. Like, homie looks young on that one.
Like, they let me sign the board. And then they treated me like I'm popular.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
This announcement,
So you can just go to SoundCloud, huh? I'm what? That's crazy.
I mean, security might be different now. But,
Yeah, no, definitely.
But I just was aggressive on my relationship.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
And went in there, and then from that situation, I started being more of like just an engineer. I started being like doing people's PR, like being aggressive, and like I started helping a lot of my friends realize that they could get paid from SoundCloud. They didn't even realize they would get all these streams on SoundCloud and wouldn't learn how to get paid. So that's when I kind of transitioned. Was starting to transition from just being an engineer to being like an engineer to, yo, let me hit JRich up if I got a question. I want to be that guy for people. So
Like a consultant.
Industry,
yeah,
just straight
so I
up
just
industry.
started learning the games because I wanted to know for myself.
Yeah.
But then I started learning. So like Famous Dex, I hit him up like, hey bro, you know all this money come from this SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? And I helped him.
And
start
Famous
getting
Dex was a
paid.
big SoundCloud rapper too.
And he'll tell you to this day, JRich is the reason why I started collecting my money.
Wow.
Exactly. So then I started being that guy for SoundCloud and helping other people set up meetings. And then, you know, that's just what I was on.
crazy.
Just was on helping artists. And, you know, so what happened was Yachty, when he blew up, you know, he blows up. But I can't, like, now he blows up. He's with QC. And QC, like, they already got like five engineers, you know what I'm saying? So I can't just off rip just get a job from them. So I had to really fend for myself. And, you know, I remember just working my one. Like, he had his tour, and I found a way to, like, get people to pay for me. And, like, I was just hustling, going from state to state with him because I was not with him. They weren't paying for him. I'm, like, catching rides to go to the next state. I'm, like, oh, I'll hop on the bus this one time to go to this state, or let me hop in this hotel with you. I'm staying with friends, and just so I could be a part of this experience. Since I worked so hard on that album, you know. So like, just being able to take those leaps, not thinking anything was owed to me because it really wasn't. And shit, it get real complicated with that music shit sometimes. So I just started working my one. working the travel one. He was like even introduced Yachty to the point to the lady I was talking to at SoundCloud. Had her come to the shows. I was able to get her in. It was just I was just kept relationship building, and then from there, you know, just kept working with more and more artists. Like, and then I did Lil Baby like first shit. Like, he came up, called me, and was like, I was like one of his first engineers.
At that time, everybody knew, like, if you were trying to get something going, fuck with JRich.
Yeah,
hit him up.
Like
damn.
That was it.
One of his friends hit me up. Was like, yo, I want you to engineer for my boy. It happened to be me. So then
That's fucking crazy. Lil Baby, huh?
Yeah, like in the beginning. And then I remember, like, going back and forth, because I was really Yachty engineer, but really working with him and, like, going back and forth to two studios, like, trying to do both at the same time. Like, it was hectic. And then from there, you know, he blows up. I'm still kind of doing my thing on my own. Started managing Light Skin Keisha. You know, she tried to help me out the same way. You know, and then from there, you know, one day Yachty led me over to, what happened? No, Tilly called me one day to the studio. He the head engineer at QC to record officer one day. And then ever since just been with him, just lock in, working with him.
So we've been talking about networking. You were saying networking is something that just comes. Like,
I'll be telling people that, like, with anything, you know. I forgot what they want. What do they call that stuff? They were looking for, I don't know, quick satisfaction or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I be telling people when they hit me, like, dude, I want to do music. I don't want to do anything. It's the same mentality with networking, like, to get where you got to go. Like, people be like, I got two phrases. The first one is just like, the main one is that I'm trying to get across now is like, if I tell you like it's gonna take you 5 years, like you can do it, but it'll take you 5 years to get there. You still gonna come at it with the same tenacity, right? That'll let me know if you really want to do something or not. You know, and the second thing is networking diagonally. You know, it's just you don't have to like if you want to get to Jay-Z, don't just be trying to get to Jay-Z every day. You know, and since he didn't hit you back for 60 days straight or a year straight, you give up on life. Like, that sounds crazy. Like, there's so many other ways to end up meeting Jay-Z by, you know, just different kind of networking you could do. And, like, so that's what I preach is just stop trying to go straight to the top and network diagonally.
You got to work yourself up, man, from the ground up.
And you see it, especially with the story as well, because you're just saying, you're dropping all these name drops, work with so-and-so, Tilly, and then so-and-so, like all these heads, you got yourself into this place because of all these, like all these names, all these people you've worked with separately, even with the audio engineers in the room, the same room as you wouldn't think, oh, you know, I'm going to just keep talking to this guy. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, keep talking to this guy because you know who he is working with.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I always get everybody info. Like, I'm super humble. Like, I don't really care. Like, you know, you could be a student at a school and I would still treat you the same. You could have no plaques because you never know. Like,
don't say how many times you've seen them start off that way and you're like, God damn, he's doing what? You know?
Right. Exactly.
Like, he made it to where?
Exactly.
Right.
You know what? I have a question, though. I'm being 100% real. What is audio engineering? You hear it a lot, just like you hear producer.
What do you think it is?
So the way I picture it, good question. So me not
you hit that Uno flip card real quick. He just hit you with that Uno flip card.
Yeah, no, because 100%, right? From the outside looking in, you hear that. I'm thinking you're probably behind the big ass thing, the big ass board. And I don't know if it's beat making or hearing how crisp and any like errors in the audio and you're fixing it, or do you make beats or what's the deal?
All right, so the audio engineer records the artist. So just like how someone's recording me right now or us right now, it's like I'm recording it, and it's like it's a lot of things that go into getting that audio from your voice to the microphone through what's called a DAW, a digital audio workstation, and being able to work on that with my hands and make you sound good vocally.
So you're fucking with a lot of knobs, a lot of like switches, like up and down.
Oh, there's a program called Pro Tools, just like Fruity Loops is a program that people use to make beats. Just like Final Cut is a program that people use to do videos. Pro Tools is a program that's used to record to make music, and if you know how to work this program, you're an engineer.
Damn, just like that, huh?
Interesting.
Yeah, because I have to record you. There's certain settings. This mic isn't enough. Like, sometimes it is, but there's certain settings and plugins I got to put in. And there's certain equipment that I might have this mic go through to cut out a lot of bullshit so you can sound good.
Wow, so you're knowledgeable on not only how to use the softwares, but the equipment. And
You got to be knowledgeable of the software and the equipment.
What rhythms can go through this mic? More flow from this person's like this.
It's more so like a lot about like EQ. Like
okay, got you. Balancing too much bass, you got to turn it down a little bit.
There's a latency.
Damn.
From coming through your voice going through the mic. There's a latency of how it actually gets to the program, so that affects how your vocals sound on the beat. So we have to protect all that. I'm from nudging your vocals over so it sounds like how you intended it to sound, to
like all the way from that to auto-tune.
Auto-tune, we do all the auto-tune, we do and then a lot of engineers like myself, I'm known for doing a lot of beat drops.
Damn.
Or sometimes when you hear the beat go crazy, that's not the producer, that's the audio engineer getting saucy in there. Or like a lot of times, like what an audio engineer do is like we'll take your vocals and arrange them in other places of the music. So when you initially recorded, you didn't put this harmony under these vocals we did, or you didn't repeat your, like how at the end where it sound like sometimes the DJ is doing it, where it's like, that's the audio engineer.
See, I'm over here thinking it's the producer, because I guess
when messing with the vocals,
or the producer even putting those little harmonies in the background. I would think
the producer don't mess with anything vocals.
What's the producer doing? Let's
the producer is just for the music. The producer makes the beat, sends it to either me or the artist, and then me and the artist go to the studio, and we make the magic together.
I never would have put that together.
So that's why audio engineers are so pretty much. I think that's why audio engineers are so like cherished by more cherished by rappers than the public, because rappers know what it is. Like, I need my engineer. That's why I go everywhere. That's why I fly everywhere. That's why.
Got you.
Because it's like you don't even feel comfortable recording without your engineer, because this is your bread and butter. This is how you make money. So just like, I'm not even finna play with this. I found who makes me sound the best every time I record. I'm working with him. I don't care if I have to pay for his hotel, his day rate, his per diem, his flight. I need him with me.
Okay. Well, I want to get into that money part for sure. But I guess the way I see it too, it's like you can have any producer shoot over a beat. It's really the auto engineer who can make that beat sound good with the artist at the end of the day.
You gotta have hard beats. I don't agree with that all the way.
Okay.
But
so you still gotta have a hard beat at the base of it.
Yeah, but I can agree to this. No matter how hard the beat is, you will have a terrible song if the engineer is not good.
Shit. Somebody can
That's
fuck it up.
That's game right there, yo. That's a whole ass jam. Because I'm over here fucking with Ableton. So I used to try to produce on my own, right? And I'm over here fucking with Ableton.
So
I gotta
beats?
I was like, I gotta do a hard drum. I gotta add these EQs in there. Sure, gotta add all this shit. I'm like, ooh, like, you hear that hard bass. I'm like, I'll fuck with that. This shit any day.
Hear that techno drop.
Who wants this? Who wants this? Yeah. I'm not gonna cap. I'm gonna fucking with that EDM shit.
I didn't even know that, my boy. I was just clowning.
Hey, but EDM shit is hard to fuck with.
Oh, it is.
Real hard.
Like all kinds of noise you're adding in there. You got different layers of so much shit.
Damn.
But I mean, I respect that though, and I'm glad you clarify that, because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't know what an audio engineer is. Because when you hear about I make beats.
Yeah,
it's just producers.
I would have thought it was the beat making part of it or something like that. I guess
producers is for beat making.
I don't know.
See, that's why you are here. We are trying to change that perspective, bro.
And a producer, I thought, was a person that fucking paid for the clubs, for the posters, for the distribution.
That's a whole that's a whole other squad, right?
That's a street team.
Okay, yeah. You see, I'm thinking he's the one that's producing it. He's paying it to get out, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I hope that's not just me.
Nah, you're not, bro. You're not the only one. I'm sure there's a lot of heads out there.
Nobody knows what an audio engineer is, and it kind of like disturbs me, because everybody, 100%. Everybody knows what a producer is, but it's like there's only two things: it's the music and the vocals. But I guess I just don't understand how hard it is to understand.
I think it's just more so, it's always heard in the industry like, oh, he produces so-and-so's beats. He produces so-and-so's beats. Yeah. But you never hear oh, he's the audio engineer for so and so. Like, you don't hear that. You always hear, oh, he's a producer.
Nah,
he's produced this guy.
People be like,
that guy.
I just think it's just I don't think it's been enough lit engineers probably just to like
100%. That's part
brand
of it,
this
for
shit
sure.
probably
Yeah.
like, you know, we have some like Mike Dean is super huge. You know what I mean? So you know he's an engineer, right? You know Mike Dean's an engineer?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Mike Dean is?
No.
I do not know.
See,
I ain't
he's
even
an
gonna lie. I ain't gonna
engineer,
cap
like,
you, dog.
see, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, producer.
Do y'all know who Mike
Right.
Dean is? You know who Mike Dean is? You don't
By the
know
way,
who-
y'all, when
You
you
don't
don't
know
behind the
who Mike Dean
camera.
is?
You don't know who
You know
he
what's
is. I'm
crazy?
happy.
Behind
I'm
the
a little
camera-
cool. Like I feel a little good about it.
Our
you know?
boy Kai, he's a big time. He's a rapper, upcoming
Yo,
rapper from
what?
Atlanta, and he doesn't know what that is. That's what I'm saying.
Do you know who Guru is?
Nope.
Guru is Jay-Z
That's why
engineer.
we gotta educate everybody.
Even if
See,
you were to tell me
Yo,
anybody in
Guru-
LA, I wouldn't know who's an engineer out here.
okay,
and I
Jay
listen
Z,
to everything.
is he a producer or is he auto engineer?
You said Jay-Z?
Yeah.
No, Jay Z is
I mean,
Jay Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay,
Come
let's say
on.
Kanye. My bad. Let's say Kanye.
No, wait a minute. You asked, that's a real question.
Yeah.
You asked me, is Jay-Z a producer or audio engineer?
Yeah.
Jay-Z is a rapper.
Okay, but doesn't he do a little bit of everything?
Oh, that I
I don't know about that. He's a rapper. His audio engineer his name is Guru.
Oh, okay, that's his. Okay, what about let's say Kanye in this case
He's a producer and a rapper.
does not touch on any auto
I-
engineering.
Oh, Dad doesn't
I
touch-
don't know.
okay.
I'm pretty sure he does that too.
He's
but-
well rounded, but for the most part, it's all
he
separate. though.
definitely has engineers. He has Mike Dean. Mike Dean is Kanye's engineer.
Like, why are these names not out there?
I swear, bro.
Like,
Yeah,
why
they
are they
need to
not
be out
there?
there.
He's
Design.
Mike Dean is on tour with The Weeknd. Was just on tour with The Weeknd.
All I heard was
listen
the
to
weekend.
Weeknd, yeah, I heard the- I know
and
The
all I
Weeknd,
know.
My gosh. So what do we have to start doing? Like, do I gotta like get a bunch of Cubans?
I think it's more.
And like, what do you think I should start doing? To, like, put on for audio engineers?
I think what it is the way the industry promotes it. It's like, or the
100%.
way people promote it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he produced the beats for.
No, he don't produce
produce the
beats.
beats.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just
Oh,
giving
hey,
an example, y'all. I'm just giving an example. Like, let's say, like, oh, he produced the beats for so and so, but you
Yeah.
just don't hear like, oh, that fool engineered his shit.
I think that's
like,
what it is, bro. I swear, you'll never, even in an entourage, you'll see a
40.
Beethoven, Zaytoven,
Y'all ever
and
heard
you
of
won't
40?
see.
You heard of
E40?
40?
Okay.
You heard of
Our boy
40?
Kai got 40.
You've never heard of 40?
He's a
Audio
youngster.
engineer. Nah, I can't say I have, dog. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I will be lying to myself.
I'm sorry, dog. Like, I'm genuinely fucking sorry.
we
Like,
got
for
one
real.
person.
I feel bad.
Drake engineer? 40? He just put it on the...
That's Drake's engineer. That's fucking
How many
crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know.
This is why we want to bring you on, because it's like we don't know this stuff, and a lot.
We
I feel
make
like people
good
need to
money
know.
too, man.
No, I'm
Let's
already
talk
knowing.
about
Yeah,
that.
that's what's crazy.
I want to talk about the money. So is a Plaques a thing that is
No, we gotta pay for our plaques.
you have to pay for your own plaques?
Pay for your own plaque.
Auto engineers.
Yeah.
Is your name on the plaque?
Yeah.
But the producer's name is on the plaque too.
No, it's just my name.
So why? What the heck? That's so weird.
I get my own plaque for the work I do.
How much you pay for each plaque?
It depends on which style the artist chooses, but it's anywhere from like $500 to like $1,200. You want to see my last invoice for?
Let's see that. Let's pull it up.
For
It's kind of weird to me that you pay
I
for your
just
own plaque
posted
when it's
this.
like, it's
accomplished
I'm not gonna
something.
cap. I did see it, but I
I
want
got
to see it
some
now.
new plaque. I got some new plaques
And we gonna post
that
these
just
up
Yeah.
that
so
just
you guys
that
can see
just
them.
went
Y'all
up.
can see it.
But this is my last invoice. I have to get it updated. I have 1, 2.
Let's say
3,
what's a
4,
big
5,
big
6,
song that was
7.
on there.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have about like 30 plaques on here I gotta order.
Damn.
But yeah, just check how much that invoice is. I gotta get it updated to add a couple more plaques.
My boy's invoice, y'all gonna see it too. $9,456 in plaques, bro. That you have to pay.
Exactly. Let's
That
talk
you-
about why I have to pay.
Yeah, that's like.
But nah, but that's just you
Let's see
you
what songs are on here too. So you got Quavo shit.
the album, yeah, because Offset did a song on them.
Taste, okay.
Yeah, Taste 7-time platinum.
Shoot, too.
I worked on Taste. Yeah, Offset. ZZ.
Lil Baby Street Gossip.
Yeah,
Superheroes
Offset was on that
Pussy
album.
Talk.
Pussy Talk, Twerkulator.
Gucci flip flops on here.
Gucci flip flops, Lil Yachty, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, you got Kodak Black and Travis Scott on here too.
The ZZ, yeah.
ZZ,
Offset was on ZZ.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's crazy. I don't see.
That was you too.
yeah. I
That's
worked on
fucking
Offset
crazy.
verse. Yeah.
Y'all
Each verse
listening
has to
So-
be
like-
recorded by a different engineer.
Okay, and that's another thing.
Sometimes it's the same engineer, but like if it's 3 different artists, most likely it's 3 different engineers, and then we record the song, right? So you have to be talented enough to record it. You have to like be smart enough to work the gear and the DAW to actually record it. So then we record it, and it has to sound good when you bring the vocal in, right? But then once the vocal is in, you have a process called mixing. That means we got to mix all the sounds and your voice to make it sound right. And then after the vocals are mixed, they are mastered.
Who's responsible for all that? Is that the
There's a
engineer
mastering engineer, there's a mixing
See,
engineer,
man, it gets deep.
and there's a recording engineer.
But that's not all under the realm of audio engineer. That's
all audio engineer.
Gotcha.
So one records the vocal, one mixes the song, and one masters the song. Now you sometimes have engineers
That's
that are
fucking
good
insane.
at recording, mixing, and mastering. You know.
That's wild. So let's talk about the money part. Okay, so you pay for your plaques, which doesn't make fucking sense to me. Because I'm thinking, you put in the hustle, you put in the work. You would think that, I don't know what record, whatever, pays for
I
your
just
stuff.
think like it's just everything is just like the whole music world is built off just like what other people have done. It's just like how y'all don't know what audio engineer is, just because like it's never been a thing or to really know, like, you know. So it's just like
100%.
So it's
I
just
agree.
like it's not like the artist's fault. It's just like how like what's the norm for the industry. The norm isn't to buy the whole team plaques. The norm is to buy the artist plaque. Like the label buys the artist the plaque, you know. But, you know, I would appreciate if the label did buy my plaques.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, y'all need to
But
take
some labels do buy plaques for their engineers, I'm sure, and I'm sure some artists, I'm pretty sure some engineers, a lot of engineers get their plaques paid for, you know, just not me, you know, but it's just part of the game, though, you know, you buy your plaques, because you got to think, once I buy all my plaques, right,
What happens then?
yeah, and then I go up. I'm finna go up.
Okay.
Go up.
So its value is already like
It's like, yo, imagine you seeing that pic on like, yo, this
They're like,
man-
I need to fuck with
I
him.
can't even
Yeah.
imagine 30 plaques on this wall. That look like,
low key. That would look hard as hell.
that look crazy, right?
That'll be
Hard.
crazy. Yeah, I okay, I get you.
That's
and
It
then
makes
like
you more marketable, all that.
Then I take a pic on that, go up. Ooh, I want to work with him. That's more work I can get coming in. So it's just part of the game. And then I just graduated from that school, so I'm gonna donate some of my plaques over there, and you know, motivate other kids.
So you just touched on that. What's the advantage of going to the school if you were already doing it? Is that just
I went to college? Like, I mean, it's just like
to sharpen your blade?
and like I'll never stop learning.
Okay.
Never stop trying to learn, and this is like.
That's
you
fucking
know,
amazing, bro.
so
You want to
I
know
started-
everything.
Yeah, heck yeah, got to, because you know, knowledge is power. So, you know, to become a more powerful person in my position, I got to always be looking to increase my knowledge and my capacity, you know, to learn. So like, I went there. I felt like, you know, it couldn't do me no harm. I'm already like when I went to school, I was already engineering for Offset.
Damn.
So I would have classes like on Thursday and Tuesday, and he'll fly me back from LA.
Oh wait.
Just to go to class on Tuesday, just to come back to LA on Wednesday, just to go back to Atlanta on Thursday, to come back to LA on Friday. It was very strenuous, but you know, that's the type of time I was on. So I'll be coming to class with my suitcases, and people be like, "Yo, what?" You know,
Suitcase and all, right in the classroom.
Bro, if
That's
I was
crazy.
in class and I saw you and I asked you why you have that, and you said, "Oh, I gotta record Offset," I'd be like, "Why the fuck are you here?"
But
Like,
Yeah, that's
why
what I'm
you
saying.
still
Like,
here,
you
bro?
would think.
But
Yeah.
I learned off the street, so I never really knew. Like, you know, when I had my studio, I was always a hustler, so I was able to be of value because I could get people in there, you know. And then I just became a good engineer I learned other things that made me better than engineers by the books, by being just started the way I was, you know. So then I was able to kind of go back and actually train my ear a little bit, go back and actually learn like I would be making dumb mistakes that was really messing up my stuff that I never even knew I was doing, and it'll just be one button off, or like, and it just helped me get more tight, you know. And then from there, like, it just motivated me to kind of like stay at it. So from here, I just want to keep learning. Like, I think I'm gonna go back to college and go finish my degree over there. But it just really even motivated me to kind of like keep trying to be the best recording engineer I could be. You know, like, I don't think I like mixing, and I mix with my partner, so I like recording and mixing and stuff like that. But I really like recording. I think I like recording more than I like mixing, for sure. Even though I think people know me, like, I got in the game because I could like have a couple tricks on my sleeve, and people like. Yeah. But like, I just really like recording, like locking in with an artist, being on that same wavelength with them, and knowing that I know the best take, and knowing that they trust me, and knowing like, okay, let me ask JRich, because he be knowing how my voice sounds or how it should sound, and going back in there and just creating that first rough draft piece, and then have it sound amazing, and then being able to be like, okay, I'm done. All right, mixing engineer, y'all take it from here. Make it sound all good. I'm recording my next song, you know? So I kind of just like how that flow, but I do like mixing though, so.
There you go.
When get your song mixed, holla at me. But that's why I got a team though. You know,
okay,
so I'm not selfish, and I think that's really what made me go further. Like, I went to school, and then I ended up really partnering up with my teachers. So that's super cool. Like, I partnered up with my teachers from the school and started bringing work with them, because they would see me like, yo, what you working on? And I think one time, like, I was working on this thing for NCIS for Offset. We were putting a song in there, and I was like, dang, they need a mastering engineer on the fly, and I know to go to. So I went to my teacher, and he mastered it.
Damn.
And
that's fucking crazy, bro. That's a story right there. Yeah, like your teacher.
Yeah, so now it's like they get to talk about it in class, and like, hey, look what we did. It's in the NCIS, and we did it with Jordan and
look at he brought it to the table.
He mastered it. We made now it's on TV. That was cool. But I took that and was able to really connect with them on other work and projects. And I like doing that because I'm always consistently learning every time we have a new project in. And, you know, also I get to learn from them, and I also get to help them get credits with the younger artists and stuff like that.
Oh, that shit got you a bunch of broads.
What?
For sure.
What?
Showing up to the class, like, yeah, I'm NCIS.
I mean, but, you know, the class, you know, I wasn't even on girls back then.
Got you. Are there any girls in audio engineering?
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Audio engineering school. It's like my partners was in there, and I linked with my folks, but I want to really motivate more people to go to school for it.
Yeah.
Like, make it a cool thing. Like make it a cool thing.
What I was trying to say.
Because, you know, it's hard to, y'all don't even know what audio engineers is.
Right.
No.
So it's like, I know for sure, like, we get a lot of talent that go to school for it, but it's not like a cool thing. Like, I want to make it, like, I want to help make it a cool thing to go to school for it.
And you know what's crazy about that? I think if anyone's gonna do it, you're already been in the game. I think it'll be a collective. You already got that going. You already got a bunch of.
Oh yeah, we got a group called the Boards.
So
we all talking stuff, so that's cool.
Cause 100%.
But a lot of people are working on it, like the Audio Engineering Society, AES, like people working on that. I'm just saying, like, I do. It's a passion for me. I do want to make it like a cooler thing to do for people.
But one thing I'm gonna give you kudos to is it's dope that, one, it's like you network yourself, but two is also connecting others with your network.
Yeah, for sure.
That I
just love helping people, because I feel like it all comes back 360. Like, artists I've helped, people I've helped, now they get to wherever, and it's like, boom, I know another person. I know another person that's popping. I can say I helped another person get there, and it just builds and builds up to my story and shit. So I fuck with it.
You don't ever have a feeling like, I'm not gonna give them game. They didn't give me game type of deal.
No,
that's fucking amazing, bro. That is amazing.
I'm known for being like a middleman. Like, got a company called Major Feet. We do a lot of like contract negotiations and label clearances for artists, and we do a lot of like, you know, we get a lot of features done for artists, and labels come to us sometimes to get songs done with other artists and independent artists. But what I see is in that game, sometimes a lot of people in the middle try to make more money than an artist, and it's kind of like the same.
Wow.
Thing. It's crazy. People be trying to hold information, and it's just like, yo, it's not that deep.
Wow. I didn't even know it's like that. Like trying to make more money than the artist. Like, it's the artist, bro. That's the talent at the end of the day. Like, let's be real. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's talk about the money. Okay. Let's be real. I want to talk about the money. How does that work with the audio engineer? You said they get credit.
Well, you start off by getting paid hourly. You normally don't get a percentage of a record unless you're a big-time engineer like Mike Dean.
Okay.
What is Mike Dean?
I thought you were going to say Mike Will made it.
What 40 Guru do?
Engineers, audio, right? We got it.
Thank you. Okay. Don't make beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm about to make some shirts. Like I should make a shirt,
bro. I don't make beats. That's crazy.
Like,
that's
I'm
hard.
By the time y'all see this, that's already been copyrighted. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Like, that's hard, bro. I'd wear that, even though I'm not. Nah, I wouldn't wear that. I can't.
That'll be fire, bro. That'll be dumb fire.
Entry podcast, and like we get, like a percentage.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm not. I don't make beats.
Uh-huh.
I'm an audio engineer.
Bro, that's crazy. That'll literally start a trend. People will go look, they'll start looking up. Yeah.
And everybody will come out. People will be like,
I can get some of my partners, and they cannot wait to wear that because we always hear that. Like, I'm an audio engineer for do. They be like, oh,
what beat you make?
You got some beats?
Right.
Like, no, bro, I don't got no beats, man. I do not make beats.
So you said it's an hourly basis
Right.
from the get-go. It's an
Yeah,
hourly
so like
basis.
when I first started, I was making anywhere from like, I would charge people to do like 15 an hour. Then it was like 25 an hour, 30 an hour. And I would like have to break bread with like my business partner. And then
Studio and all that too.
Yeah, you gotta pay studio head. So like if you engineering out of a studio, your studio gonna want to cut. So so it's like, boom, you gotta charge enough to pay for the studio if it's not your studio. So let's say the studio charges me $25 an hour to record there. If I got somebody coming in, I'm gonna have to pay the studio and have enough so I get paid. So in turn, sometimes that's when I'm charging $50 an hour, something like that. But I gotta get half of it to the studio or something. So
how long are you in the studio for? I guess.
However they record, but I used to have like a minimum 3 hours or stuff.
Minimums,
like that.
okay.
So you put your cap on
3 hours, like a 3 hour session for this, or and that's how I go. You go from anywhere from making $10 to $50 an hour, but after,
Even now? No, you're way that's so somebody that's barely touching the game, that's something more.
Yeah, like free or anywhere from 10 to 50 an hour, right?
Okay.
And I started working with Yachty, and then after I started working with Yachty,
I
raised my prices, and then I started doing $100 an hour. I started doing $100 an hour, and I was busting the studio 25, still keeping my 75 now. That's when I started making some money. And then when I really started making money is when I was going real hard, and then I was like, you know what? I'm only doing 10-hour blocks.
Damn.
So at first you had to pay me like, it was 10-hour blocks for $1,500.
Depositing shit up front, huh?
Yeah, I just I remember my manager put it on my website. I was finna say 1,000. He was like, 1,500. And then I remember like sitting in the studio with him one day and just, we was just chilling, and then the laptop started going bing, bing. And we was like, what is this? Like, what's going on? People started booking me like they was flying in town. But that's because I had built my credits up.
Okay.
Yep.
And people knew, like, okay, this is the JRich. Like, my tag was on songs. Like I was, like, part of that SoundCloud wave, you know? So, like, I was, like, one of the known engineers during that wave, you know? So, like, the people used to come. I remember spending them racks with me, man. I remember, like, doing... I remember I would do it, and then I would have to break the studio down, and then sometimes they would book me to do it same rate to record out their studio, and I wouldn't even have to pay the studio.
Yeah.
All right, so I remember being locked in out here.
Crazy.
I would do like 3-4 days in a row. Give me like 6,000 real quick, 5,000.
Damn, bro, that's racking up.
And I'm doing 10 hours. You gotta book me for 10 hours.
Even if we don't go the 10 hours.
You fall asleep, you.
You want to get high, you want to drink.
Need mine. And then when I started going like that, but like, you know, I think at that time I just was a good businessman, a good knew how to, like, I just had hustle in me. Not, no esteemed businessman, but, like, I just think I was on the right track on that sense. Yeah. And I think there was a lot of engineers around that were better than me that I was getting paid more for sure. Damn. Just because of the angles that I was coming at it and how people just wanted to work with me and how I knew how to leverage my talents and what I was good at and I knew what I wasn't good at. Yeah. And,
that's actually really fucking dope. Like, if you see the growth, but you see the growth per hour, literally, like, as you go, your value. Yeah. So that's you, like, on a 10-hour block. What about those, like, that working for, like, you said QC?
Or, yeah, when you, like, at QC, I was on salary.
Right.
For a little bit. Like, they had me
that's
on.
Like a 9 to 5 damn near, huh?
Yeah, salary. So every week I got paid one thing. Boom, boom, boom. It's just salary.
Where are they on average in between, like, someone like that?
You get a good salary with a label. You might be anywhere from, like, $500 to $1,500 a week.
So that's not that bad, but then again, it's not like, I'm sure you're making way more than that by yourself.
Exactly. That's why I was hustling. Exactly. That's why. That's why you got to be hustling too. You know. So I was hustling. But then what really happened was, you know, I think just you get to a point too where once you just start working with labels, it just becomes different. Like, it's kind of like you got to pay your dues, and then once you start figuring out the game, and then you get to a point where it's like, okay, you get paid a day rate for when you record. So no matter what, if you with this artist, if y'all record, if y'all do, it don't matter. You get to pay a day rate just for being with them.
Yeah.
And that can be anywhere from $500 to $3,000 a day.
A day.
Savage. A day.
Savage.
So imagine you getting $500. $3,000 a day, and you getting per diem, so you don't gotta
hotels and all that paid for.
Buying is not out of pocket.
You been on a jet before?
I've been on
private jet.
I can't even tell you how many times I've been on a jet.
Damn, bro, that's savage.
I'm like, damn, private jet. Yeah, private jet.
That's the only jet there is. I know. F1 250. Like,
yeah, I done had hard times on jets. What you talking about? Like, first time I get around, like when I first started riding the jets around. I just had to take any seat available. Sometimes that seat might be in the bathroom,
for real?
Like on the floor or something. Like, not on the floor. You can't sit on the floor, but like, it just wasn't always comfortable, you know. Nah, I definitely had to stay down, and now it's like, okay, cool, JRich, cool. I done been on so many jets.
So you got to be humble about it too. I ain't tripping.
Right.
Well, what? Give me a little blanket.
For sure, I was gladly.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
For sure.
What's that like being on a jet? Like, you know, with these artists and stuff. Like,
I think the
they
best
doing
thing
wild
about
stuff.
being on a jet is that, you know how, like, have y'all ever FaceTime when y'all was on the plane?
Shit, FaceTime?
I ain't got no internet.
Well, I'll be FaceTiming sometimes. Like, you ain't
That's
supposed
weird. Like, we don't think about that. You're right.
But yeah, I think the coolest thing about being on a jet is like FaceTiming and like.
Damn. Okay.
Like not having to worry about your electronics being on airplane mode and shit like that.
Oh, I never keep my shit on airplane.
Wow.
My internet just don't work.
But so you're gonna be on a commercial flight and you can get a call.
Damn.
You just didn't know it.
Maybe
so you were scared to do it.
Nah, you know what's trippy about that? I looked that up. And I was at one point.
Yeah, he was scared.
And I'm like,
fuck, my eyes this shit should go down.
No, that's the same reason why I looked the shit up. I'm like, so you're telling me if I don't put on everything, this motherfucker, we're dead? I looked up and said this shit might interfere with the GPS.
Nah,
Ever
that
since
was
then, I leave my
the
shit
coolest
on.
thing about me riding a jet. Like, especially when I first was on and all this, you be in the back. FaceTime like everybody.
Smoking?
All the
No
time.
smoking?
I mean, well, if you in a smoking city, you can smoke.
That's a thing. Okay,
but like,
smoking.
what do you mean by smoking city?
Smoking a blunt
on the jet?
No, it's illegal. That's illegal.
Oh, that's
on the
that's
jet.
illegal?
You can't smoke.
But
on
I
the jet.
thought you assume rappers.
Right.
No?
Well, you can assume I've done it, but I ain't gonna say.
Okay.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's tight. Airliner.
That's tight. I mean, that's pretty dope.
Crazy, man. That's love,
nah.
That's wild.
I think the coolest part is like that, and then you get to really sit down. You get a nice They might have some real food, like some salmon, steak.
Right, that's so
true.
true.
You ain't gotta pay for your
fucking crazy
alcohol. I mean, but them checks be expensive. I ain't had to pay, but they be expensive. Just be expensive.
I know, like going from LA to Vegas is like at least $4,000 for just to get there. $3,000, yeah,
what
to get there.
4 grand.
I mean, I try to look it up, bro. I really try to.
Was you just about to buy a seat or like what? How small was
I
it?
think it's to rent the whole jet. Not like
Not 4,000.
No, what
No,
you thinking?
Not 4,000.
I have no idea.
No, you can't get on no jet for
Gutter, dog. I
4,000.
used to wash dishes. Shoot me 1,500. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I ain't.
Jets be anywhere from like 20 to 60 one way.
Damn.
Offset had you
One
going
way?
on jets though, like just to get from class back to LA and shit like that.
Not Jets. Nah, that 20. Like I said, 20, 60,000. That's like not cheap.
Damn. Hell no.
You supposed
You're
to,
paying for fuel and shit. All that's
Yeah,
who
Jets
else
that's
is
true.
gonna pay for it, right? You gotta
I was
pay
on
for that.
commercial.
Okay.
Even rappers don't be
But even
Nah,
that,
you're
flying
right.
jets all the time.
Who did we
Rappers
see?
be
We saw G
We've seen 3
Herbo.
rappers in one day leaving Atlanta in the airport,
man,
bro.
you
All in the
trying
same
to-
plane that we were.
Especially not right now. Jets is at an all-time high right now. All-time high.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like
That's
like
just crazy.
50 One way.
Wild, bro.
One way.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy.
You gotta come back.
Yeah, it's like you gotta
gotta
come
come
back
back.
one way or another. $60.
Like, hey, B, we coming back on the Greyhound, big dog. You know what I mean?
Straight
Yeah,
up.
man. I think I'm gonna do jets for like somewhere with my girl or something.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, like
Do your thing.
try to stuck with my friends a couple times, but like, or like really people be flying just because they really gotta be places at a certain time, and like you can't fly commercial. Like that's really where
Yeah.
they do it. But
Do those planes land at the real big ass airports?
no, they got
They got their
jet
own
ports.
little.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit,
That makes
man,
sense.
that's crazy.
Imagine
That's
that.
big money right there.
That's
Big money.
that's it's dope because
You want to see? I think this is the biggest jet I've been on.
there's different sizes. Like
Yeah.
I always thought they were like a small one, like basic, you know.
They do it by the passengers.
Gotcha.
I think this is the biggest one. We went to Sweden somewhere and we Offset. So I'm always thankful for this, man. Look at this bitch.
So
You had me
Offset's
on.
the one that you've been with the longest at this point? You've been rocking
I've
with
just
him?
That's beautiful, yo.
I've just been in the game for so long.
Okay, so it's just.
But like Offset is just like I've been with Offset for like the past 6 years, 7 years.
Damn, that's a good run.
Bro, I know y'all seen the pictures, but for those that are on Spotify, this is one of the biggest flexes I've ever seen. You got the private jet, you got 3 Beamers and a band, or 2 Beamers and a Benz put up in front of the jet, and homies tags in Stockholm, Sweden, bro.
Oh yeah, it was in Sweden.
I'm like, bro,
Sweden.
that's the most dopest you can ever get. Like, that's it.
Man, Barack was there. I got to go see him speak. That shit was fire.
So you've been traveling is another thing. So you've been out of the country for sure,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Sweden, what else?
Sweden, Cabo, Russia.
Russia?
Wow.
Damn,
Moscow.
that's crazy. I heard Russia got the best looking females. Is that true?
I got a girl.
So Russia, what'd you do out there in Russia? Just record or what y'all do?
He had a show.
Fucking Russia, that's crazy.
He had a show
Who
out
thought
there.
that?
In Russia, he
I
has
went
people out there like that, like
Yeah,
that.
we've been to Paris. I've been to Paris so many times I can't count.
Yeah, that for sure.
Paris.
Yeah, I've been to Paris. a
Damn,
lot
that's
of
like the
times.
movies, Eiffel Tower, all that.
Oh yeah, super fire.
Yeah.
You do that Met Gala stuff? Like, were you part of the Met Gala stuff with like Offset and them, or Cardi B went? No, like the whole like New York stuff. Like, were you around there?
I'm around him I'm around him so much. I don't even know.
He's like just another day, another dollar for
I
sure.
don't know about
That's wild. Russia. Damn.
Yeah, I went to Russia and been to Sweden. Where else? I said Cabo, Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. Denmark.
I can imagine, dog. Rolling. I mean, they're always on the move. You're rolling with them.
Yeah,
You gotta have been
Denmark.
everywhere.
Yeah, this is definitely a perk.
You know what? And I want to say we're not even asking those to show off or anything.
Nah,
what we're
definitely
doing
not.
is really like, look what happened when somebody has a fucking passion, puts in the work, and is actually doing something they love to do, and look at what comes with it. You know what I mean?
100%, and isn't selfish. More importantly,
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
bro, that's
share
the
the
crazy part.
like
They're
that
sharing.
isn't.
When I first met Offset, it was just off some. I had recorded him one time at whatever. I had recorded him, and then
As big as
it was still cool. Yeah, he was still pretty big. That was working on Culture too, so he's huge,
big.
huge. And I remember just texting him like, "Yo, if you need an engineer for free, I pull up, record you." But I'm
That's a
saying,
fucking gem. I hope whoever's in a for free.
For free.
Fuck them. You just need to get on. You get me on. I'll do it for free. That's crazy.
I still was
That's
a waiter.
hustle for
I still was a waiter.
Damn.
Still a waiter. So I remember, what basically started happening. He just kept being like, "Yo, why you got to keep leaving?" I'm like, "Yo, I got a job," and because he would cash me out. But then, and I really rock with that because he was the first, not the first, but he was another artist that was like cashing out, like understanding my situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he just was like, "Man, y'all need to get you on salary, bro. You keep going back to this." So he's the reason why I was able to get out of that officially. But yeah.
That's dope. I guess to kind of start wrapping some things up, the one thing I want to bring up is we talked about it before. You have you're really connecting audio engineers now. Like you're trying to do an app or something like that, right?
Yeah. I'm just pretty much I've been working on this app for a while, but really just been working on different things to really help audio engineers. So like I think the main thing we started was the board, and it's just we got all engineers in it from like all around the world and stuff like that, and we give each other advice. We pass out sessions to youngers, and it's pretty cool. Recently, I've also been working a lot with Track It Services, and what we do is we pretty much we advance funds for for engineers. So that mainly, what y'all don't know is engineers on from labels are on net 60s and net 90s. So
and what is that?
What is that? Yeah.
So that means before we get a check, we have to wait 2 months or 3 months before it gets processed.
Wow.
Okay. God damn.
So imagine I remember I was, recording for this artist, and it was like on a net 60, net 90, and I'll be driving an hour out there, and I would be waiting like 60, 90 days for like $1,500.
Wow.
And it'd be like, yo, that is too long to wait. So we created a system to where people can get paid next day, and then we'll take over the invoice and we'll go get your money for you. So that's
you can get it soon. Working out a system where they get it sooner or something like that.
Yeah, next day.
That's dope.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of like doing crypto or in the blockchain. You're a system that now transfers a dollar to like the cryptocurrency, like that type deal. Like that's kind of what you're doing in a way where you're just making the process quicker. You feel what I'm saying?
No, that's not what I'm doing.
I'm like, I don't know the crypto.
It's more so like it's like a payday loan.
I was thinking that. I was like, man, what's the interest on that?
We take 5-10%. Let us buy your invoice. We'll give you paid now. And it's really hard to really like sign yourself up in these platforms to get paid, and we'll help you do that. We'll do all that. And it's kind of like being your engineer manager. Like,
damn, that's dope.
Like, you know how like you be in the studio with this person. You be locked in with them. You don't like talking about money.
Right.
So like hit us up. We'll talk about the money. We'll get you advance. And it makes it easier for the client that want to pay their engineer. Like they might want to pay their engineer, and it's like, well, I can pay y'all 60 days later, and he get paid now, and we can keep working. It's like, all right, cool, yeah.
All right, so we chopped it up. You dropped a bunch of gems for us.
Yeah.
Shit. I guess if you got somebody out there that knows, that wants to be in the music game, they probably know they don't want to be a rapper. They probably don't want to make beats. What would you tell them? Audio engineering.
Be a producer, but they don't want to be a producer.
That type of shit. Yeah.
Engineer.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would tell them that there's a lot of producers out, right? And they pretty close with the artists, right? But it's like rapper's best friend. It's like his audio engineer almost. So like just keep that in mind. You can learn a skill and create like some lasting relationships with these artists. So, and that can put you in a position to like do crazy things and make some crazy bread. Like being an engineer, you normally the producer send you the beats first. So it's like if I place a beat for a producer, then that could be a way I could get placement money and percentage. It's just like it's not about with this industry. It's about like you could be a producer, but the engineer is sometimes more value because he's with the artist 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't slack on how valuable and needed we are as audio engineers. So if you don't want to be a producer, audio engineer is a dope job that you can have in the industry for sure.
Yes, sir.
And we need more cool audio engineers like myself. It's kind of lonely out here. So.
There you go. Yeah, I heard it. Shit, I told y'all we had another one for you guys. I want to thank you again tuning in. Y'all been showing us mad love, and again, we're gonna continue to try to bring you these fire interviews. And I hope y'all got a takeaway. You know, we got my boy JRich. He dropped some gems. Write it down, take a picture of it, do something with it. Let's get it.
Yeah.